the setup for this fight is great because I've never seen Uriah Faber really go at his opponent from a trash talk standpoint, and he is doing everything he can to bust the chops of Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, I don't think I was rubbing it in. I was just kind of like, good fight. Try again, buddy. But I mean, I didn't say anything. I just said, good fight. That was it. But he knows what I meant. He was right.
Exactly. That was reference to the 2007 fight at WEC 26, and Faber told Cruz after the fight, nice job, buddy. And then tried to sort of deny that he was being a smartass, but he wasn't. Believe me, he knew exactly what he was saying. So on the fight itself, number one, how fired up are you? And is this real heat?
When I first saw this fight coming up, I was like, I'm really interested to see some bantamweights fight. Like, I really don't care about title fights. I thought it was going to be Cruz against some of the no-name. Like, I really didn't care. Then I found out it was Uriah Faber. I'm a big fan of Uriah, so I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and kind of watch this fight a little bit. And then I remembered that the hatred they had from 4 years ago. These guys, this is real heat. This is 100% real heat. And I'm very excited about seeing this fight. 100% is this worthy of a main event. 100% this is a reason to turn the pay-per-view tomorrow night, is to watch this fight because these guys are going to bring it. And they're little guys, so it's not going to be that big heavyweight deal where it's 90 seconds of heat. It's going to be 4.5 rounds of real heat of these guys going after each other, which is pleasurable for the fan to be able to watch a long-term fight.
I think it's a really fun fight. I think it's great to see bantamweights on top of the card, in my opinion, because these are guys that can really fight. They're two of the best fighters in the world. Dominic Cruz is number 6 in our pound-for-pound poll. I certainly think Uriah Faber is in the top 20 anyways. So when you put two fighters at that level in against each other, you know you're going to have a good fight. And then you combine it with the fact that they don't like each other and how athletic both of them are. The question is this. Everybody talks about the improvement that Cruz made. Has Uriah Faber improved enough? Because Cruz has really jumped up.
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll make official picks a little later on. Can you understand why Faber doesn't like Cruz?
This is one, I like Uriah. I give Uriah a lot of credit, but this one I think is ridiculous. Cruz signed Uriah's face because his picture wasn't on the poster. Okay, you know what? Come on. He's upset about signing on his face? Give me a break.
Maybe he's more upset at him because he keeps beating his teammates.
Maybe he should coach better.
Yeah, or get better coaches. I mean, one or the other, and find a better style. I mean, it's right now Cruz is running the gamut. Cruz is the champ. Cruz got control of this entire fight. He's the one that everyone's going to him first for the soundbite, and then they're relying on Uriah for the first time to have to answer.
Right. As
opposed to Uriah going first, everyone else have to answer Uriah. So it's kind of a different space for Uriah to be in entirely.
And I'll tell you, I'm not buying this Faber thing that Cruz is an emotional mess. That's not the vibe I got.
No, I think Cruz is totally...
You can finish.
It's totally... I think he's totally
screwed up.
Totally in control and in control of his motions, ready to fight.
Rapid fire on the picks. Let's go with that fight first, and then we'll kind of bounce around. We talked about it last week. I don't know that you'd bet it, but on the betting board, it's minus 350 for Ryan Bader. He's 5-1 favorite, plus 350 on Ortiz. No one's giving Ortiz a lay-and-pray shot. Slow it down. You just said sloppy fight, not even worth it.
Hey, if I'm kind of broke, which I am right now, I'm going to lay $50 down on Tito just for the shot of winning. Because if he pulls it off, I'm gonna make a lot of damn money. But honestly, Bader's gonna knock him out in the first round. It's gonna be over.
I'm not going to go with the knockout, Frank. I'm going to go with Ryan Bader. And I usually don't play big favorites. I'm going to take Ryan Bader. I'll put $100 on him in this situation.
All right. We looked at the odds last week, Kevin, on the UFC on Versus scorecard, and we were like, whoa, on some of the fights. This one surprises me a little bit. Kim is a slight favorite over Condit, minus 120 to minus 110. What do you think of that?
I think that's a good number. I think that's a very good fight. He has a really good style. I think that's going to be a fun fight. I'm going to take and roll the dice, take Carlos Condit in that fight, but I could see that one going either way.
I'm taking Condit just because he beat me one time before. This is a kid that I saw when he beat me. I was like, I really didn't train. I really wasn't in it. Whatever. He beat me. I was like, this kid's got some skill. He's got some serious talent. This is a kid that's going to go far, and obviously he's in the UFC. And honestly, I think when he wins this fight Saturday night, title shot.
He's right there.
Some of the other lower fights before we get to the two main fights. Give me best shot in an upset. Melvin Gillard's minus 330 over Shane Roller. Soteropoulos minus 270 over Dos Anjos, and Aaron Simpson minus 250 over Tavares. Who has the best shot of the dogs to pull the upset? Tavares, Roller, or Dos Anjos?
Roller.
Tavares.
Yeah?
I like the favorites to win all those fights, but if I'm picking one of those, I take Tavares.
Yeah. I agree on Tavares. I think Simpson has gas tank issues, and I also think he doesn't fight smart. He should just grind into the cage, drop it, but instead he's going to sit there and slug with a 23-year-old. Last two fights, Silva, Too big a number, minus 170. I mean, he's suffered some pretty head-jarring shots. Coming back, Lieben plus 140.
Well, this is a good fight. I agree with what Rashad Evans said before. I do like Vanderlei Silva in this fight. However, I think if I'm just on a straight line, I'm going to take him. But I think I'll take the buyback here on Chris Lieben. Just, you get pretty good money. I'm going to go that way with Chris Lieben for the money.
A week ago, I was taking Lieben just because I was like, Vanderlei slowed down a little bit. Don't really think he's going to be able to put it together. I'm actually leaning towards Silva a little bit. I think that Vanderlei has got it kind of put together. I think Vanderlei is the guy that's ready to rock and roll now. I think he's going to put it on Lieben. He does hit harder, and he hits more than Lieben does.
Last fight, main event. It sounds like we all like Cruz to a certain extent, but you got to lay some numbers here. It's minus 140, plus 110 the other way back with Faber.
I don't think that's a big number to lay for a fighter the skill of Dominic Cruz. I'd lay it. I'll take Dominic Cruz to win.
Cruz.
Yep. I like Cruz.
And I love Faber. Love Faber. This is a guy that I really enjoy. Gotta take Cruz. Cruz.
I like Cruz. I like minus 140, and I also think the crowd may be a little displeased 4th and 5th round. There's gonna be a lot of dancing, a lot of pecking and pawing, but that's how the guy wins.
Yep.
Right? You don't see him knocking him out, do you?
I don't. I see it's a decision.
And you know the way the crowds act with some of the 5-rounders.
There will be a boo.
There will be, especially in Vegas. They will show up for the main event. The early fights, who knows? It's anyone's bet.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Thanks to Rashad Evans. Thanks to Dave Schaller, PR with UFC. Also Jen Wenk, the part of the management team with Rashad for Reynolds. Thank you, Frank Trigg.
Of course. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Follow Frank up on Twitter at Frank Trigg. Thank you, Kevin. At Kevin I. Follow Clay the producer as well at Clay the producer. I'm Steve Cofield. Get here tomorrow night. UFC 132 on pay-per-view, 2:15 in South Buffalo, PTs.